Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. What's up, everybody? It is your boy Doggie Diamonds. Doing what I do. Interviews, talking to different people. This man was requested. A few people kept hitting me on Twitter like, "Yo, when you gonna get NY oil? When you gonna get NY oil?" I'm like, I guess tell him to reach out. You know, let's make the connection. So he reached out and hit me up, and now he's on the screen. So you cool, Kim, today at NY oil? What we doing?
What's up, family? How you doing, Cat?
So who are you today, Cool, Kim, or NY oil?
Oh, they one and the same, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They one and the same, depending on what question you ask me too. You know what I'm saying? So,
got you.
You know, it depends on which notes you hit.
Got you. So the first time I seen you was Blue Cheese, right?
Yes.
You're in a group called the UMCs.
Yes.
You're in a group called the UMCs. What is your name in that group?
Kool Kim.
And your partner name is?
Haas G.
And you're hailing from?
Staten Island, New York.
What part of Staten Island was you from?
I'm from what would be called St. George.
So you from the ferry?
Yeah, right in front of the ferry. Exactly. Yeah.
By Curtis.
Yes. I went to Curtis High School. That's my, you know what I'm saying? Before I went to art and design, then I went to Curtis.
You want to know how I know all these things? Because I lived in Park Hill.
Nah, did you?
160 Park Hill.
Wow. So you know where Haas lives.
So you know how, did you ever see the documentary when Method Man says a woman named Umi brought him out the shelter and lived with her in 160 Park Hill?
Nah, I'm not familiar with that.
Well, that's my grandmother.
Wow.
So wow. I knew him since his name was Shotgun.
I know Meth from public school. Back when when that was government name days. We used to both play trumpet together.
What public school you went to?
PS16.
Oh yeah, because I went to
right down on Monroe.
Got you. Yeah, 16 because you had 31.
Bond.
That's in New Brighton, and then you had then I end up going to 29 because I was a gifted student.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're calling it?
20. Yeah, I was in the IGC program. So you had PS29 and you had IS45 too. I mean, you had 5. Yes. But when we dealing with the public schools, it was 31. That was my district because I was in New Brighton.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was in 16, PS16, and then 61. You know what I mean? IS61.
I went to 61 too.
You went to 61?
I only went for 1 year because I had moved back to Brooklyn. So I wasn't in Staten Island for a long time. Yeah. I was born in Brooklyn. 44.
Okay, so you're younger than me. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. I went to 61. Then I went to art and design for 1 year where I met Kwame, and he was the person that actually inspired me to write my first rhyme.
So does he have the rhythm out at this time?
No, we was both freshmen in high school at the time. We was in homeroom together, and we was just ciphering. And son was like, at that time, he was like Slick Rick to me. You know what I mean? Because he would have these he had this joint like, don't know why there's lipstick on my thigh, sloppy blowjob. Like, it just was so clever back then. You know what I'm saying? This kid. So I went home and I was like, yo, I'm gonna rock these cats the next day. Like, yo, I watched. So I went home and wrote my first rhyme. Definitions integrated and imprecise, not easily understood. Y'all the intelligent rap at that point. I came back to school like the following week and just smashing them cats with it. And that was it after that. Like, there was no stopping me then. I had to do it.
Let me ask you something. At that particular time, though, being an intelligent rapper it was cool. And now you see where it's like nobody like being intelligent is like, what are you talking about? Like, what happened?
Well, all right, that's great. I'm glad you asked that question, bro, because, and I know that a lot of the fan base that bangs with you are lent to conspiracy theories. So I want to share some of the illest conspiracies that cats is not really doing the knowledge to.
Go ahead.
Because sometimes we get caught up in the big thing and we don't deal with the fundamental issues that are really keeping us blind, deaf, and dumb. So what ends up happening is you got artists like UMC's, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Rhyme, Divine Styler, you know what I'm saying, the Lakim Shabazz of the
Jungle
world,
Brothers,
and on and on and on.
the Native Tongues, X Clan, yeah.
You know, we could talk about Souls of Mischief, even Hyro on the West Coast. The influence of these intelligent MCs is becoming pervasive. You got artists that are talking about, think about the lyrics, the one to grow on. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit beside the shoreline, think about your woes, read the rips and waves, identify your foes, then realize in this instance of existence, there's great resistance to the minds that mix this. I'm 19 years old writing that. That's poetry. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to that's black revolutionary on the humble. UMC's was a college group, a college favorite. You know what I'm saying? When through all my years, college kids would be like, yo, son, yo, you got me through it. High school kids, yo, you got me through it. That kid that was a little different, you know, the dude that might have read anime or, you know, manga, you know what I'm saying? Like, he banged with UMC. They
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
D&D.
Plus skill, plus strength, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, those cats, they felt like, and that was what was beautiful about hip hop at that time. It was literally all encompassing. So you had a little something for everybody. Whatever you was into, somebody was rhyming something like that. And that was what made it fun. Sometimes even almost kitschy, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Gimmicky. But it was still diversified. And then one day, right? Magazines like The Source and Double XL, which we know now in retrospect are complicit in the East Coast, West Coast war. You know what I'm saying? By popping these things up. Well, they decided to roll out a new flow. Now, that new flow was that all of that intelligent, abstract, artistic, creative hip hop, well, that's happy rap now. You see what I'm saying? Oh, that's happy rap. You happy rapping. At the same time, they're floating, yo, it's time for the hardcore, the underground, no crossover, woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, right, the hypocrisy of it is everybody's trying to cross over because you're in the music business. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Even the most hardest core song is being as hardcore as it can be because it's trying to appeal to white people. You know what I'm saying? Because they like that fantasy. You dig what I'm saying? So they get off on your trauma. So you doing all of this, but you acting like it's the hardcore, but in truth, you're more commercial than the mug that's sitting there creating music from his spirit and being like, "Son, I don't care what no one's talking about. I'm just gonna make this music because this is true to me. This is what the spirit that gave me. So let me get it up." So now you got the source and them pumping that. Now you got to understand about the source. And I'm gonna speak my truth. I don't want to, like, I'm not one of these ones who jump on these places and make unnecessary enemies. I'm gonna speak truth to power or truth to liars. You know, a lot of these fans got it messed up, man. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, y'all believe, right? Y'all wholeheartedly believe in a gay rap homosexual cabal ritual. Like, we're not even gonna question that. You won't believe that since hip hop press has existed, your entire set of opinions have been given to you. Your top 5 has been given to you. You understand? Your top 10, oh, my favorite rapper, they've been given to you.
They control the narrative.
Not only do they control the narrative, you know, and this is for the cats watching. I'm peeping the chat. Like, do the knowledge. Name an artist that you like that someone else didn't tell you to like. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about that for me, like,
well, it always wasn't like that. You was able to say, "Yo, I ain't feeling that," but
and walk right away from it.
Yeah, but then
you have your own pause tape.
Yeah, but I think when the payola, the corporations and different things came into hip hop, then it was forced down your throat because the magazines, this is how they sell their ads. So if Universal gave them 50,000 of ads, then they artists get the cover. So you are forced to like this.
You're forced to like it. You gotta like it. It's what at that time, before they called them influencers, what this was called would be called an opinion maker. So this and you should saying that was the
no
that's
tastemakers.
Tastemakers and opinion makers.
Got you.
So the tastemaker would be on the fashion side, style wise. We hear tastemakers. Opinion makers was considered someone that could literally write the word, and then you would read the word, ingest it, and accept it as your opinion now.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Think of how many times somebody sold you on an album that even they didn't hear. Like, yo, son, you heard that Wu-Tang? Nah, son, I heard it. Yo, I heard that show's fire. You heard it? Nah, my man told me. Oh, word? And you go tell your man that it's fire, and you're three in removed.
Yeah.
You never even heard it. You see what I'm saying? So people don't get how brainwashed they are. So here to the fans, right? And respectfully, but I gotta speak truth. You heard? I'm trying to liberate people. You stand with real talk. Yo, fam, y'all screwed this up. Y'all stopped being hip hoppers. Y'all became something else. You understand? You became posers. Because when you first started listening to hip hop, fam, you was up at 2 o'clock at night listening to Red Alert, 12 to 2, listening to Red Alert, Molly Moore. You understand? You was listening to Teddy Ted, Awesome 2, Special K. You was listening to Wild Man Steve. You was listening to you searched it out. That's why we call ourselves crate diggers, because you went to Downstairs Records, you went to Fat Beats, you went and you sought out your MCs. Then you went and you got the cover of the album and you was looking through it and taking the liner notes. That's how you knew who did what and where. And then you started looking for the other. Like you were actively involved in hip hop. You understand? Now all you do is you go on social media and you post about your BS top 5. Like you know anything about hip hop. You live in Chicken Road somewhere off West Bubblefuck, and you gonna tell somebody about who your top 5 is. Like you know anything about who's nice on this, who's a nice MC. You know nothing. You know nothing. You only know what the hit was.
So let me ask you something. The magazines, were y'all getting a bunch of write-ups or no?
Yeah, we did well in terms of that. You know, it wasn't some abundance. You know, we were on Wild Pitch Records. So, you know, you're dealing with a limited budget jump off. What Wild Pitch was really good at was they could really move a buzz on the street. He put together a decent team of cats that were hungry and they can get you buzz. So we were able to buzz real well. But Wild Pitch, like so many other labels at that time, like all the labels really, functions under a particular business model, which is to rape the artist. Like it's an absolute inequitable relationship. Now I know there are a lot of people that are gonna say at some point in this discussion about, well, you know, you signed the contract. Fam, how many of y'all read the fine print? You know what I'm saying? Before you decide to type that at some point.
Well, you know, it's like 5 fine prints though.
Yeah, yes, 5.
Because this paragraph say one thing, but they contradict with the paragraph on the other page.
And then it's an entirely different form of the language. So now we're not even talking the Queen's English, much less American. We're talking legalese.
Legalese, yep.
Language. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Wheretofore, heretofore, in so much as, perpetuity.
Yep.
These things that if you're not so now
options,
you know,
even options. Options is a dangerous word in them contracts. Options is like one of the perpetuity. You know, listen, perpetuity. Perpetuity.
I'll give you even more dangerous word.
Go ahead.
Masters.
Oh yeah.
You heard? Now there's gonna be very few people come on your show that can show you these. And I'm certain at some point we're gonna discuss why I got these. You heard? But what I'm saying is, fam, we understand the conspiracy to destroy black boys. We understand institutionalized racism, redlining, marginalization, inequities in education. But you expect to know somehow these kids that are coming from these environments who are being outright cultivated, culled, snatched up, sought out because of their economic potential by labels that have been in the business for 40, 50 some odd years, jerking black people before these kids even came along. You expect these kids to do what? They supposed to work with who lawyer? When every lawyer got the same last name. And the ones that don't are in the same in bed with him. That's why if you ever notice, if you ever talk to a lawyer, right, to try to reconcile something wrong with what they did, yo, generally the lawyer be stuck because the language isn't written for you to correct getting jerked.
But let's give them one deeper. The legal aid work for who? The
For
government.
Us.
The government. No, the government.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, you say the legal,
the legal
yes,
aid.
Yes, yes.
Who does the DA work for?
The government.
So how do you win?
Yeah.
They both work for the same people.
Well, not so. Here's how we win, right? So here's the win, because there are practical uh, solutions. So yeah, we got to look at the problem. The problem is we got this situation where we got nothing but a legal situation, system that is perverting these kids' opportunities, creating a situation where there's no generational wealth being passed on, because that's the real conspiracy, y'all. The destruction of the potential for generational wealth. The black man and women in America has no export as a people, right? So what do we create as a community that gives us an economic power aside from our spending ability, right? Well, it's our culture, it's our music, it's our talent. Hip hop is $1 billion industry. $1 billion industry that 99% of the artists are only getting percentage of pennies on the dollar. So these young men and women, they can't pass on wealth. Most rappers have an entourage, people that they end up employing, people that they get off the streets and give educational opportunities and start whole careers in business tangents. This is literally each one teach one. Mm-hmm. So now if you cut this person's ability to generate their due money, like the money they're due, right? It's not even like, let's say they signed a bum contract, and 9 times out of 10 they still gonna get their mechanicals. You see what I'm saying? But what people don't get is a contract is only as good as your ability to enforce it. You understand? So me and you got a contract, boom. And I said, yo, you know what I'm saying? You say, yo, Kim, like this is what we're going to do. I agree to it. Come time to settle up, I'm acting like I don't know nothing. And you like, yo, son, you got to settle up. And now I'm pulling out the ooh, I'm backing out on you. Like, what, I don't understand what you're talking about. You don't got to back out that day. That day you thought everything was love. You came light. You understand? So you can't even do nothing with it. So now that's what's happening.
And also, even if you want to sue, they lawyers are so big, they'll drag the case out to where for years. And then what they'll do, you have to settle because you can't keep doing retainers. You can't afford to keep getting somebody to retain the thing. So so at the end of the day, you just be like, they be like, yo, you might be suing for $6 million. They be like, yo, we give you 30,000. You like, yo, at the end of the day, I'll take anything at this point.
I gotta eat it now because I gotta do something. The Frank be the blank.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like I'm just saying to the fans, like, yo, be easy with that. Y'all don't really be understanding what happens. And because y'all have partial knowledge, you come to these absolute conclusions with partial knowledge. Mm-hmm. And what happens is like, I noticed the post on your Instagram today, my dude. You had something talking about it's not the gym, it's the diet. Mm-hmm. Facts. You heard? It's the diet. That's because I just got finished losing like 20 pounds on just eating better. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm talking to somebody that's going through a weight journey, right? Mm-hmm. And you say, and you have proof positive of a weight journey, right? Mm-hmm. And you say, son, it's the diet. And I'm saying to you, nah, son, it's the exercise. I got to do more reps. And I come home and I eat mad donuts and stuff like that. Yeah. Once I have misdiagnosed the problem, there's no solution. You understand? And so this is why we're constantly having to post memes up correcting people's behavior. This is why we're having to say stuff like, yo, son, it's not the gym, son. It's the diet. If you ate better, your body would metabolize it more effectively. Hell, if you ate better, you wouldn't be scared of COVID. You feel me? But that's the thing. So when you're talking about what happens in this music industry, yo, fam, you know, we have to understand what the actual problem is. The actual problem is you have a well-developed hustle that has been put into place, which is now a business.
It's almost a Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, but but it all becomes a business once it's around long enough.
Well,
right?
what I like to say is that when you sign a deal, they get you your lawyer, they get you your real estate agent, they get you your car dealer, they get you your jeweler, and then they sick the chicks on you. So all of them is down together. They know how much they gave you. Then everybody somehow gets to dip in that pot, but they all down together, and you don't even know that though. So you like, yo, I got these shorties, because they'll tell you, yo, hook up with her. It's good for your image, but you don't even know that she already got she already got a few rappers already.
But now see, in the case of UMCs, see, a lot of that was non-cipher for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would not fall for nothing like that. Haas would not fall for nothing like that. We had already been coached, man. Like, we would already seen stuff. We was not like coming from Staten Island like some local yokels. You know what I'm saying? Contrary to what the image may have presented. You know what I mean? We would, we were seasoned, so we knew what was what. We knew how to conduct ourselves. We knew how to move through stuff.
Let me say one thing to the chat. Somebody said it depends on what you negotiate in your contract. Y'all keep thinking that. Y'all keep thinking everything is contractual. If you pay attention, he just said earlier, when you don't speak legalese, when you sign something on the contract, page 4 could be something different than what page 6 said. Now, what takes precedent? Because I done seen contracts that contradicted each other. I'm like, yo, hold on. If this line say I'm getting this, but y'all keep thinking this is a contract thing. Now, what y'all have to know is you're taking kids out of the inner city who are poor and broke and saying, here goes this money. See, because the advance, when people hear that advance, I'm about to get $25,000. I'll sign anything right now. I'm about to get $25,000. But what you don't know is that you're worth $15 million on the back end, but you just signed something that you're not getting $15 million. You're not getting nothing.
And you have to keep in mind that you're talking about people that are not culturally have a cultural accessibility to business acumen. Mm-hmm. Business is not just about going to school and understanding gains and losses. Business is about relationships. You know what I mean? It's about friendships. It's about being in the right place at the right time, knowing the right people. Knowing where to go. You know what I'm saying? Or how to do the job the right way, and then how to do the job the way that makes money. And these are some of these things, a legacy information that's passed down. We've got to note this. This is not a rocket science issue. It's simply, you have one group of people that has been historically taken advantage of, being convinced that those amongst them is just stupid for signing these contracts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that joke they got about there's a rich man, there's a rich white man, a poor white man, and a poor black man. And there's 12 eggs in a carton, and the rich man takes 11 eggs, and then he says to the poor white man, "Hey, that black guy's trying to steal your egg." And and the white man cited the black dude for trying to steal that one last egg. Like, son, the rich dude just took 11. Mm-hmm. How do you not see that? Mm-hmm. Why are you not locking in on that fact? Mm-hmm. And so it's important that the fans do the knowledge to this, because, and especially any of y'all that truly feel like you have some sense of black liberation, cultural obligation, if you want to see our people advance, we can't keep allowing, from a strategic and tactical point of view, you can't keep allowing the primary capital earner in your community to keep getting jerked.
So let me ask you something. About that's logical. Let me ask you something. Why is it only allegedly 4 black billionaires in all of hip hop? Why is it only 4? So that would be 1, Jay-Z, Diddy, Kanye, and Dr. Dre, all allegedly. Why is it only 4 after hip hop was around before I was born, right?
Well,
Why is it
All
only
right, so
4?
there's two answers. There's two answers to it. All right. One answer I'm gonna kind of is the answer I think that you're alluding to. I'm gonna stay away from that for a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer it from a whole different vibes. You heard? Because the other answer I feel is the answer that they have heard. So let me give you a different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the real reason why, even in the face of the adversity that the music business presents, cats are not making it when they actually could and not achieving. All right, so first and foremost, your priorities is fucked up as a community. All right,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. So what that means is that your criteria and spirit of discernment is so lacking, right, that you can't pick a decent team to move with you. Hence, and I'm gonna give you this is from my own experience as well.
Mm-hmm.
UMCs, had my peoples with it. We had our peoples with us. You understand? And they was our friends who loved us like we loved them, and we was gonna bring them with us because they was with us since day one. Unfortunately, my good friends who were young men who tried their very best, right, didn't have a plan. Okay, they didn't have purpose in what was happening. They were just there trying to fill in a space that even we didn't understand.
Mm.
Success doesn't just come from a singular effort. It is the result of multitudes of input to
Mm-hmm.
create the moment of success that we see when we see it. That
Mm-hmm.
overnight success that took 10 years before it happened. So when we look at, why aren't we seeing more billionaires, right? Why
Mm-hmm.
aren't we seeing more successful? Let's look at our infrastructure and lack thereof. We got to get to the fundamentals, Paul, because again, we're at the gym curling big. We curling big. We in there. You know what I'm saying? And we
Mm.
eat, and we got a bag of cheese fries and Burger King in the car waiting for. So we've gotta remove the cheese fries and Burger King, or we've gotta stop. Let's leave the gym alone for a minute because you're tripping, right? Let's just get you to stop eating these cheese fries. So what does that mean in layman's terms? I'm saying, fam, there's fundamental issues that the community has to address in order to effectively engage the problems that we're seeing specifically in the music business, but ultimately throughout the entirety of the problems that
So
we're
when you say
experiencing.
the community, who would you define as the community?
Well, if I'm talking about hip hop, then I'm talking about the hip hop community. That would be a multicultural thing. I'm just saying people that would be diehard hip hoppers, people that truly identify with the music and the culture, that just rock with this hard body, and like yo, like
Kim,
I don't put a color or
Kim,
face to that.
Kim, who
Yes,
is that? Who is that anymore?
who is who?
Who is that anymore?
Yeah, I
Who's
know,
the
right?
fans anymore?
Yeah, I know, right? It's a
So,
hard, but I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what. I might have an answer for that.
okay.
So, you know, I've been doing this thing called Collab Lab lately. All right. So, boom, Marky D died the other day. Messed me up. Y'all cried. I never met Marky D. You know what I'm saying? But I cried because I felt like he a brave dude because that song he did. Baby, you should swing it my way. Marky D, you do it right, get it fly away. I keep my hands to myself. You know what I'm saying? Spousal abuse at a time where it wasn't the way to talk about that. So, to take your career and do something so brave and risky, he earned my maximum respect. So when he passed away, I just love the song too. So when he passed away, man, I cried tears for that brother, man, because
Also
also made
produce,
me better.
also produce Real Love for Mary J. Blige.
Yes, you heard? So all of these deaths, DMX, you know what I'm saying, ecstasy, it was killing me. And I just turned 50 this year. So I had this sense of mortality. Boom. Keep a long story short, I posted on Facebook, yo, I'm with doing 10 collabs for free because I just want to vibe with the culture, man. Like son, like I was saying, I ain't start rhyming for money. I didn't rhyme for bitches or drugs or fame. I rhymed because my mother brought home the Xerox copy. That's when we called shit a Xerox. A Xerox copy of Rapper's Delight. And when I opened up unfolded that bitch and opened it up and looked at it, it was like reading the fucking Holy Grail, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This shit just sprang out off the paper. Hip hop, like it was like stars and shit started swirling off the. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Mm-hmm.
was magic to me. That's why I did it. So I was like, yo, I want to rhyme with this. I want to touch people before I go. You know what I'm saying? And so I posted up, yo, let's do these. I do 10 collabs with whoever. What's up? No scam, because that's another thing going on. People scamming everybody with that stupid tag and MC that you think is dope. Then they try to hustle you when they
I
don't
been
whack
broke that
mixtape.
down. Yeah, I broke that down. Yeah, I already
Yeah, I'm
spoke
glad
about
you
that.
did,
Yeah.
yo.
Yes, yes.
That is the most
That's
loathsome
disgusting.
thing
The guy
that you can do
who's
with
behind
fans.
it blocked me on Instagram because I know the guy behind it.
Yeah, that's the most loathsome thing. And yo, as fans, you should check your artist behind that. Because it's lazy business, it's a lazy practice, and it's disrespectful. You heard? It's disrespectful. You know what I mean? So anyway, I put that in the air and cats hit me. And the surprise, yo, other artists hit me. Now, unbeknownst to everybody, Unceased is supposed to be blackballed.
We're gonna get into that.
You know what I'm saying? So
go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it takes 30 years to find myself in the place. I'm 50 years old, and I'm now finally doing what I should have been able to do 30 years ago. How that dude say 40 years? That's why I'm like 40 damn years almost of being denied and watching all these hip hoppers. Yo, we got Cy Marshall Law came through, Mr. Live, freaking Master Ace, Freedom Williams, Will I Am from Black Sheep. He gonna come and cypher with us. Like, Cass is getting on. They putting their hip hop shit on his shoulder. Like, here. And you know what's ill? The most unlikely, Sir Mix-a-Lot, the most unlikely cast is coming through on some bona fide hip hop shit. Like, what's good? I put an open letter out to Will I Am, like just on a whim, like just being fun, right? Like, yo, Will I Am, what up, son? I heard y'all used to rock to the UMCs and like you used to dance to it, son. Like, yo, I dance battle you to come on Collab Lab. You know, a boy hit me the next morning on his joint with a video like, yo, Kool Kim, yo, I've been a fan of yours, woo, woo, woo. Yo, I could definitely do this collab. What's good? Something in my inbox with the math and the everything. That boy hip hop. You understand?
Yeah, he's definitely, and they started out hip hop.
Hip hop. These are 5 elemental hip hoppers. These are dudes that can DJ, b-boy, graph, MC. You understand? And they got knowledge of self. You know, but we lose track of it because you're looking at the presentation. You're not even listening to the words. You're not listening to the true. You're not listening to their music and recognizing how true they are to the aesthetic of the music. You understand? You're not listening to them and saying, yo, this is Apache. Yo, this is Planet Rock. This is Planet Rock energy. This is big B-boy energy. And then realizing that you're looking at 3 B-boys.
Yeah, because they used to dance. They used to dance crazy too. They dancing was alright.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you know, everybody show hip hop and they know who's hip hop and not, but don't know that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, but don't know that.
But I'm talking about the Black Eyed Peas used to dance. Like, I remember them dancing. Yeah.
UMCs used to dance. We danced for, I danced for Miss Melody.
Wow.
Rest her soul. In her one video live on stage. And that day I would meet D Nice and KRS-One, which I would end up having. I got a whole linear thing with them that, you know what I'm saying, that would develop. You know, love and, you know, clashing. You know what I'm saying? Because one time KRS-One inadvertently dissed the UMCs on a show. So, you know, we unfortunately we call UMCs. If you say UMCs is whack, they don't know how to take it back to the who are you talking about?
Yeah.
UMCs or us, right? So he did that, and then he was supposed to, like, he was going to come on the radio with us and clear it up, but he flicked. Yo, I waited 15 years. You heard? 15 years as NY Order to run up on Chris behind that shit. You heard? And I approached him like, yo, Chris. And it's funny because I'm 5'7", so, you know, Chris is a mountain of a man. So you can only imagine. You know, I'm looking up to him like, yo, Chris. And I admonished him, though. You know what I'm saying? On some real, and let me say, I'm not telling this story to tell it like I pumped KRS-One. I'm telling the story to say I stepped to his business and I admonished him for what he did to me because he was wrong for it and he hurt me for that. You heard? And I'm his fan and I admired him and he needed to correct that. And to which he said to me, "Oil, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And I can't, and water under the bridge. In fact, no bridge, no water. It's done. You know what I mean? And I tell that story because brothers should know, like that happens too. Like that brothers do reconcile. It real on some straight.
I don't think, but you know what's funny, bro? Right now, sadly, in our culture, reconciliation is almost cowardice because a lot of dudes don't want to humble themselves and apologize. And then you got some people that's just like, nah, I ain't accepting your apology because it's more money in the attention of the beef than it is the reconciliation, which is corny as hell to me.
It's corny as hell. And you know what else it is, man? It's temporary, part. You know what I'm saying? It's a weak way for people to know. You know what I'm saying? It ain't who you know. It ain't what you know. It's who you know.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't who you know. It's how they know you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I come on here, come out my face, start talking all kind of reckless because I got a chip on my shoulder the size of a boulder. You heard? And I'm like, yo, whoop de whoop, and that. Your people's just looking at me like, boy, stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Or they want to call you angry,
yeah, angry or
bitter. They love that. Yeah, they love that.
And let me say, I'm angry. At 50 years old, I'm old. So I play pickleball, so I be playing with 70 years old. Apparently I'm not old. I'm still a baby. To hear them talk, right? But I'm old, and I'm bitter as hell, man. I'm bitter. Yo, fam. Yo, I did the work, son. I made the music that hip hoppers to this day be saying they wish that somebody made. Creative, honest music.
You right.
You know what I'm saying?
You right.
I didn't dishonor my mother, my single mother, who raised me and my brother with 3 jobs. She was a police officer, a detective. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
She was in the military. So remember Desert Storm and Desert Shield?
Yes.
I was alone because my family was gone at war. My brother was at station in the Air Force, and my mother was at Desert Storm, and then she went to Desert Shield subsequently.
That was Norman Schwarzkopf's
you feel me? Yeah. So now you got. I didn't disrespect my mother. I wasn't gonna get on stage and be mean mugging and acting like I came from a ghetto situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mother didn't bust her ass to give me something.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised on vaudevillian. Like we grew up at a time where I still remember black and white TV. Like I had black and white TVs in my house. You know what I mean? Like I grew up with the VHF channel,
early video music box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or you could catch Riding on that shit. Like you can always catch like 2, 3 animes, Hercules and shit come on there. So I go back to that. So I'm used to like seeing like Fred Astaire and all these, song and dance men. So my understanding of entertainment is song and dance. Like you have to, like that's how you do big move. You know what I mean? So I'm approaching it from that perspective. Hence why UMC smiled in their picture. Because we was proud, son. Like, yo, my man, how many of y'all watching this right now? Used to be on the table, son, in the lunchroom. Hey, yo, 1 for the money, 2 for the show. You remember that fucking feeling? Like, yo, so hold up. Let me just so y'all know who the fuck you talking to. Like, son, you talking, this shit right here.
Mm-hmm.
This has got blue cheese in this shit. Want to grow on this shit.
The original paper? That's the original?
The original books, bro.
Whoa.
This is me, B. This is you, y'all. I got there a little further. But I never lost sight of the fact that one, this could have never happened. You know what I'm saying? And you know what else I've seen fire and I've seen rain, y'all. I know what it is to be somebody special in this world. Like literally, like what that really means. You understand? When you walk down the street and somebody's like, yo, blue cheese, and you just go, yo.
Yep.
You just keep your pushing. You know what I'm saying? I know what that's like. And I know what it's like when Cass is like, yo, niggas, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what I'm saying? Well, I never heard of that. What? Oh, you was a rapper? While you standing outside on the corner selling water because you got to turn your lights on. Because if you don't, your kids ain't gonna eat or go have nothing they can't see. So you got to stand out and sell $78 worth of water so you can get that light back on. I know both conditions. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, you got to understand. I'm raw humble to this because I know what it is when nobody gives a shit about you. You understand? A lot of people look at this and they be like, well, at least you got a chance, son. That's like telling a battered woman, at least she got a chance to be married. It's like, son, that's not what this is.
Whoa. That was heavy.
This is pure sadness. And that you see men like me persist in this, where y'all be talking that dumb shit in somebody's inbox trying to get them to do something for free for you, and then a fix do it for the love.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, if you still see them in here grinding out, that is the epitome of the love. It's the epitome of it. That these motherfuckers are still trying. Because at the end of the day, right? All these motherfuckers that you see on here begging y'all to like they shit, not for nothing. They're trying to entertain you. Asshole. Like, keep it to some fucking mind, y'all. Like, stop being so inconsiderate. Niggas is actually trying to entertain you. What did you do to deserve that? Who are you holding back? When the last time, with all this shit you talk about real hip hop, did y'all rally around anybody that was doing real
hip hop? Facts.
My niggas is still talking about shit from 91.
Yeah.
Are you stupid? You acting like these niggas is not dropping bangers every fucking year. And you think you a hip hop fan? Or you think you are authority in this shit? Because you could tell me about Eric B and Rakim or some fucking 90s shit or some 89 shit? Was you in a time fucking warp? You sound stupid. These niggas is dropping, working artists are dropping music and you don't even give a shit. You just want to wax poetic because you think it makes you sound cool. You sound like a fucking poser. Tighten up, hip hop. Pardon me.
No, it is what it is because a lot of times when people be like, yo, this, that, and the third, I'm like, yo, but he's still dope. And he just did this, that, and the third. And a lot of times people say, yo, I want this. I want this type. Yo, you got it right there. They always say, bring real hip hop back. Well, it is people doing real hip hop.
Mad people been doing real hip hop. I just got finished telling y'all that we've been doing Collab Lab for the last 6 months. I'm telling you, real hip hoppers is coming on. But see, these ain't the real hip hoppers you want to see. When I tell you Frida Williams from CNC Music Factory. Y'all gonna turn your nose up because you thinking the son gyrating in the fucking video and doing it, right? Right? And Freedom is a conscious man.
Yeah.
That man owns a black-owned construction company. He is a black liberation fighter. But you don't know that because you don't pay attention. You feel me? So now you don't even know this man spit. I've heard what he's gonna do because he's so fucking excited, right? He's so excited to put. That's why y'all ain't shit. Like real tough. I'm talking some real shit right now.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Like, I'm talking some real fucking shit that people ain't gonna like. It's good though. It's good. Look, listen, man. This motherfucker is so excited on the phone, right? He called me up every day with another verse. And why? Because he wants to offer hip hop his true self. I get fucking busy, yo. I want these people to know I can do this shit. All y'all know what that feel like, fam. And you call yourself hip hop.
Question.
I listened to this shit before I decided who was dope or wax, man.
Let me ask you something. How does this resonate with you? Truthfully, lyrically, I would be Talib Kweli. I want to rhyme like common sense, but I sold 5 mil. I ain't been rhyming like common sense.
I agree with him 100%.
So do you understand that he's saying, I want to give y'all this lyrical stuff, but y'all not going to buy it?
I think that I'm not only will I say that I agree that he's saying that. I believe that if you look at footage from different concepts, when he gets into his bag, when he starts talking about social issues in his freestyle, he used to do them without music. So he be trying to speak and get that message out. that I would say that affirms that particular line. But in the interest of not making any unnecessary enemies, let me say this. Let me try to say it accurately. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat. He is skinning it his way. Far be it from me to judge that, because everybody got to be in the hustle the way they got to get in it. You see what I'm saying? Like, so we trying to do stuff that's good for hip hop in our own ways, right? You know what I'm saying, Dougie? You feel me? So it's like, but you doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? And you doing it a certain way. Now I'm trying to do the same thing, but I'm doing it in my lane the way I'm doing it. And neither one have really nothing to do with the other. There's no connector other than the fact that we're both in hip hop and we'll probably vibe with some of the same people. But we're both serving a necessary purpose in it. You're providing people the opportunity to hear these things, like a more concentrate viewpoint, and you know what I'm saying. Whereas I'm allowing them to have an artistic outlet. They both need these conditions. You understand what I'm saying? So, Jay-Z's existence as an artist, we need that condition, because he speaks to a contingency of people that needed to hear him and needed to see his success. So we should be happy for his success, even if it doesn't personally affect us or benefit us. Even if sometimes we feel that his answers or his movements are errant, we got to remember something that's very important when we look at Black celebrity and Black billionaires and rich people. We have this tendency, right, as a community, to peak the entire hopes and dreams of the Black community on whoever made it. So now this person, whom up to that point you ain't did shit for, right? You ain't give a fuck about, boy. You understand? Till he had it, and once he got it, then you got to do everything the way we think you should do it. Not that we know how it works, because we don't even know how it works. We don't know how shit actually happens. Like, you know that, like, for example, I come on here, I say I go too far in my shit, I can fuck up the opportunity that I'm having with the things that I'm doing, because I'll call up and offend somebody that it's not worth offending them. Because facts of the matter is that if I fuck this up, I fucked it up for about 30 people that are counting on me to get us across the finish line. And so, when you have this expectation of artists to be this brave dude and say the shit that you want them to say, allow me to remind you, or allow me to speak as NY Oil for a minute and say, go fuck yourself. You heard? Go fuck yourself. Because you don't mean it. I was NY Oil. When I made y'all shit all get linked.
I love that record. Oh my God.
Thank you, sir.
You said when he listen, let me tell you what you said. You said when he get out of jail, when he graduate college, y'all don't say shit. But when he get out of jail, y'all all on his dick. I was like, whoop, I like this record.
Licking, barbecuing, and celebrating for nothing. Even Africans is calling y'all niggas. Ain't that son?
Yeah, I love that. Because you know what it is? I love Impeach the President drums. So anytime they chop, that's like
anything
that's hip hop.
It's automatically good.
Automatically good.
It's automatically hip hop. It's automatically good. You know what I'm saying? And so I got fortunate. But I sat and I played the song for my kids. At the time, they might have been 11, 12, and 13.
You're quite hostile.
You know what I'm saying?
You're quite hostile. That's in the song. I love that record.
I played the joint for them. I say, this is what's up. I'm about to put this up. And then my wife and my oldest son are against it. My wife says, you're going to do all of this, and they're going to find ways to violate you. Your people are going to be the first to turn on you, babe. You mean well, but they're going to be offended by what you're saying. They're not going to understand that you're trying to protect them. You're trying to speak out for them on their behalf against people that's undermining our movement. And my son was like, nah, people ain't going to catch that wave, dad, woo, woo, you know what I'm saying? Or my daughter, who always rides with me, she was like, I think you should do it. And my youngest son, who I kind of expected to side on my wife and my oldest son's side, he was like, yo, dad, you should do it, because who's going to stand up for us? So that was that. Once my youngest son said that,
signed the deal.
On.
Yeah, yep.
It's on. We going there. So now I'm doing my thing. Camry, which I don't understand. People are having an experience you're not seeing. You see what I'm saying? You're not seeing that I'm getting the phone calls now, the weird ones. That don't make sense. Now I'm starting like, yo, am I bugging? Because I'm a practical, rational dude, bro. Like I'm not lent to spookism. You understand? I'm about logistical resolutions. Not that I'll be believing in this spookism. I'm like, yo, son, we need resolutions. Give me some practical shit. So I'm getting odd phone calls now. I'm getting odd situations. People are offering me shit and then they taking it from me because of what I'm talking about. And now I'm going to the conscious shit, the whole conscious community that's living off of me because there was no conscious community before y'all should all get lynched because none of these motherfuckers was talking about shit. Facts was when Katrina hit, no, it wasn't Katrina, it was I forget who had passed at this time. Was one of them somebody got killed and I'm on the phone. I'm not going out these people because it's not because they do good work in other arenas, so I'm not gonna shit on them and cause them to be disrespected. But suffice to say, I'm on the phone with cats that at the time was supposed to be the end all be all and all this consciousness and black health, black liberation shit. And when I'm like, yo, what we gonna do about this? I can mobilize X, Y, and Z. These motherfuckers is on there hemming and hawing like, oh, well, I don't know. Woo, woo, woo. And so was the case with all of these conscious motherfuckers. These motherfuckers is charlatans, frauds, the worst of the worst. The women come through as soon as they walk. Peace, sis, hotel, peace. Shorty walk by. God damn, you see the ass on that bitch.
Could I tell you something? I went to a lecture one time. Shout out to Nicholas Brooklyn. I went to a lecture and it was this dude up there talk about how the black woman was God and all this. And I bullshit you not. When we walked out, the lecture was over. He did his Q&A. He straight up and said, "Yo, where the hoes at? Where the weed?" I was like, "Yo, what he just say?" So that bothers me. So let me ask you something. Blackballing is
that's a strong phrase. That's a strong word to use.
It would be equivalent to being shadow banned right now on the internet, right? But because let me I'm gonna tell you. Let me qualify it.
Okay.
Because sometimes the blackball, you don't know where it's coming from. Sometimes you can say, okay, he don't like me or I did this. Sometimes you don't know where it's coming from. You could think you know where it's coming from, but the whole time, like Scooby-Doo, to pull the mask off, it was the butler the whole time. So when you get this blackballing, you don't know where it's coming from. And because what happens is
when you can't even prove it.
Yeah, and when the narrative is pushed, again, do you know that I'm going to get ridiculed for interviewing you? Do you know that? Do you know I get ridiculed because they say he only interviews old washed up artists? Do you know that?
Which would be bugged out because the truth of the matter is I'm older, but I'm not hardly washed up.
But this is the narrative. You know, but see, then when the narrative is again,
and that's why. But this is why you see why I have the attitude, not even attitude, but like my approach, because I got that for y'all too. You think you say boy only dealing with irrelevant rappers from back in the day, yeah. But these are the same motherfuckers you think you want.
This is the point. This is what you keep saying you want back. Look,
how
Kim.
You sound like all you talking about is bring back real hip hop.
Kim,
so now,
Kim, well, let me interject 1 second. They keep saying they want real hip hop. They keep saying that they want this. So I go get the people who founded it and invented it. What's big? So now it is imperative that you come on my platform and speak on your experience in this music industry, blackballing, which 90% of the artists going to go through or going through right now, and you can give a solution to how you overcame it. It might have took you 30 years, like you said, you had to reinvent yourself. So again, it's narratives that's pushed the same way the magazines push. This is your favorite artist. The same way I had got on Elliott Wilson and B Dot for saying every year y'all push this top 10 shit, and everybody argues over your top 10, but who gave you the authority to make a top 10?
Wait. Who are you? My man, who are you? I wouldn't even hang out with you, my man. You're horrible. What are you talking about? You're not even safe where I live, and I live comfortable. Like, I'm not even a tough guy. Like, I don't even portray that shit. I'm a survivor. You better know that shit. But I'm not no tough guy out here trying to. But most of these motherfuckers that be writers, it's be the geekiest to the geekiest, the nerdest to the. Like, sir, I remember I walked through the source, and I'm like, you're giving out first time? I remember that fact. Like, what? I went up there with Azario Dawson, but not that. My dude, Doc Strange, Dario Strange.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was. That's my man, good dude. But I come through, I hang out with him. I like. It's the equivalent of y'all version of it is DJ Academics. Where you got like a dude where it's like, where's this burger coming from? Why are y'all listening to this dude? But somehow or another they manage to entrench themselves, and now you believe them. Like, you just believe them, or you're addicted to whatever it is that they do in the absurdity of it. That now you've empowered them, and then people end up dying because people like this are empowered. Irresponsible, foolish, clownish, childish, immature, unprofessional, and it minimizes the value of the culture. So you notice that although hip hop is the leading adopter of not only adopter but innovator in audio and visual tech, right? This is what hip hop does, because we come from conditions where we gotta figure out how to turn some shit into something that's gonna work for us.
Yeah, some shit into sugar, literally.
That's goddamn right, you heard? So now you got that going on, but you don't never see too many rappers associated with companies like Spire or Session Wire or companies like Rodecaster or Rode Microphones in general. Why not? We're the first adopters for it. But you know why? Because you're the culture full of fucking dummies and a bunch of dumbasses that look like fucking idiots. So nobody respects you. So that's why there's no fucking millionaires or billionaires. Because you're a you're pussy. That's why you do that. If you were a real man, you would entrench yourself in doing what men do. You would be self-responsible. You would uphold your culture because you understand that sustainability for culture is survival, dummy. But you don't know that because you're so smart. Listeners, and I hope that I offend somebody enough that you think for a second, like, yo, fuck this nigga. But it bothers you enough that you like, yo, this nigga's right, though. He's right. This is crazy. Have I been thinking like this all this time? Have I been these motherfuckers sucker for this shit this long? And how do I gotta stop this shit. There's two types of men in this world. There's motherfuckers that's wrong and try to be strong. And there's people who are humble and become king. I prefer the humble king. You heard? Because he gets shit done. That wrong and strong nigga is useless. That's a spinning your tires in the mud nigga if there ever was one. And if anything I'm saying is wrong, if any of y'all in the comments feel I'm wrong, right? Then answer me this. If everybody did everything right, if y'all did it what was right, if y'all did, fans, y'all did what was right? Why the fuck does the music suck so bad right now? They can only sell what you buy. Why in the fuck is your favorite artist not shining right now? You know why? Because you don't support them. Hip hop sucks because you. So leave these little young kids alone. I talk all that shit about these little boys and girls that's rhyming right now, like they somehow another committing some sacrilege. Or go fuck yourself. These kids have been waiting for you to help them for years and years. I had somebody mention it, I seen it in the comments, mention PEMG, meaning they know who I am for real, for real. I had a youth mentoring program, Dougie. You know what I'm saying? A youth mentoring program called PEMG. I had it from 2011 to 2000, or no, it was 2000, it's 2011, I think I started or I ended it. But yeah, it had to be ended in 2011 because I moved to Augusta at 13. All right, cool. So make a long story short, these kids, yo, son, that's my word, yo, that's my word, yo. I promise you, I'm not lying, yo. I'll fight a nigga behind this shit. Yo, I'm so positive of this shit. I just told you, I'm not no tough guy, no troublemaker. I will fight anybody on your fucking message board. if I play this shit and this shit don't knock. Or I put one of these kids on and they don't beat the best of your best. That's how amazing these kids were so amazing that one day I actually got online, right, on my Facebook shit, and I was like, yo, I literally begged niggas, like, yo, please, give these kids a chance. They're so good that, yo, I'll never rhyme again. I promise you, yo. I'll just please. Hip hop gave these kids they ass to kiss. And I swear, yo, all you gotta do is type PEMG into the fucking after this interview, go type PEMG and then space NY oil, and you will see for yourself. Because everything that I've ever done, I recorded, so that no one can say I'm a liar or say that I didn't do what I was supposed to do as a hip hopper, which is mentor the youth and the next generation. It wasn't them. They rhymed exactly how you wanted them to rhyme. They rhymed exactly with what you was looking for. They didn't even curse in their verses. You didn't do shit for them, hip hop.
But let me ask you something.
You didn't do shit for them.
But define to me, and I think the audience, because I'm confused. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm confused. Who is hip hop anymore?
Every and anybody claiming it, man. See, we got to start there. Let's call everybody claiming hip hop.
Okay.
So then we can start discerning who ain't.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's number one. See, now if you got people, if people, let's say that the audience is in there, I can't see some of the stuff. It's scrolling through thing, and I'm too far away, but I can see certain stuff that's capitalized. Yo, fam, what a cop out. So now I'm going in on the fans, right? And in theory, because this is all hypothetical, right? So in theory, they like, well, who's hip hop? Nigga, you hip hop. What you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got to talk about nobody else. Let's talk about you. Mm-hmm. What did you do? What didn't you do? Where was you at? Why wasn't you there? Why do people think that just because you are free, you don't have responsibility? Like, son, that's just, you can't just get into some shit and not adhere to the responsibilities of that thing. Like a martial artist, for example. You understand? So you start practicing your arts, boom, but you can't be practicing your arts, you know what I'm saying, on some old boom, you thinking about fucking people up, fuck these niggas up, not go outside. Shit out here. That's all in your head, right? You're full of shit because that's not part of the practice. You know what I'm saying? If you're a true martial artist, you're striving to not fight because you understand that the greatest martial artist doesn't fight. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you can't claim some shit and you don't practice it accurately.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something because this comment, although can be taken negative, it says it might be warranted, but he is super bitter. How do you answer that?
Fam, one of the worst things you can do to a person is try to minimize their frustration about something. I'm bitter. I am bitter. I'm bitter because bad things happen. And those bad things not only happen to me, but they also perpetuate it to the extent that now I'm even bitter on behalf of a bunch of children. This is how bad a concatenated series of events have happened. Now, unfortunately for you, and I'm not saying this as an insult. Unfortunately for you, maybe you didn't achieve your dreams or didn't get further enough in what you were trying to do to have experienced watching the perversion of it. You see what I'm saying? This is not a light thing, fam. Like, y'all gotta get, listen, fam, real shit. These are canned, stupid things to say. Oh, he's bitter. Well, why is he bitter? Oh, well, because niggas did him dirty. Oh, so what the fuck do that mean? Well, so what does he's bitter mean? So there's been an injustice. Now, what is our response to that? He got done dirty. Now, what is the response to that? Like, it's a stupid thing to say.
That only resonated with me because that's the narrative that they like to push on me. They love to push. He's bitter. Look, so what? Listen, bro. So when I love the culture, I love the culture. I would not have you on here if I didn't love the culture, because I could have a lot. I look how many people I brought to you, right? So the issue that I'm having is this: people love to say you're bitter, you're angry. So do I have to show you all this jewelry I got? Do I have to show you this money? Does that make it all good? Because I got
y'all want me, I could walk y'all around. Y'all can see my garden where I
yeah,
grow
that's
my
what I'm
own
saying.
food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could show you my house that I bought for $11,000 that I don't. While y'all was fucked up in the pandemic, I was living rent free because I'm a man and I knew I knew the. I'm not good. I'm not looking into that. Suffice to say, I could play that game, but it's not about that. I don't want to because I'm living a basic life. I'm trying to tell y'all something. If you see me bitter, and I'm known as a nice guy, I'm known as an even keel
This is
person.
what I'm saying.
But for someone like me to be so angered, you heard, at a time in my life, quite literally, I do the knowledge, at a time in my life where something so great is happening, like this collab that thing is like, it's really like in a few months, y'all gonna be like, oh shit, he was talking about that. It's like that kind of thing's happening, right? Um, I could fuck around here, get too emotional, kirk out, and ruin all of what I'm doing, right? That's how heavy this shit is. But what you're not understanding, family, it's a trauma. We've been traumatized. My dude, when we did the second album, Unleashed, y'all think that UMCs changed their style up and was trying to act hard.
Mm.
You're wrong. It was a cry for help. Yo, at the time, Stu Fine, the bastard, was forcing us to do 5 songs a week.
Mm.
And he would give us $100 a week to do 5 songs.
What?
At the time, he had our publishing on lock. So we couldn't even get a publishing deal, which was the way back then you could get you some like some liquid equity. We weren't getting our mechanicals. I lived in an apartment, y'all, that had 2 windows, 3 actually, but 2. One faced the other. So if you looked out the window, you just saw your bedroom.
Mm.
And the other window that was in the bedroom faced a fucking brick wall, like an absolute brick wall. You heard? We were living in such despotism at that time. We were being so fucking abused at that time. That I remember at that point, I fell down the stairs, bugged out scenario, fell down the stairs. Now I'm a gymnast. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 40, I'm 50 years old. I can turn flips to this day. You heard? So there's no such thing as me falling down the fucking stairs, right? So I fall down the stairs, right? And I'm like, yo, what the fuck, right? I get so mad, I'm cursing God. It's like the trial of Job. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna take them all the hell with me. Hence Unleashed. We were in such a fucked up state, yo. If I could have cried on that record and been like, help, that's what we would have did. You understand what I'm saying? I tried to tell y'all when if you listen to the songs, but y'all stop listening. If you listened, we told you what was happening. If you listen to Never Neverland, there was a song on that B-side for those who claim to be our fans, right? There was a song on the B-side called Swing It to the Area. And I'm telling them, yo, you're going to force me to do what I don't want to have to do because we were being called happy rap and marginalized and was getting fucked. And I'm a man. My partner's a man. Enough. We had our whole hometown shitting on us. Enough.
Was it New York or Staten Island?
Staten Island. Because we didn't make them feel their dick was big enough. You see, Staten Island was, and you see, this is just like you say, the person said, oh, you sound bitter. But listen what I'm saying, fam. I'm telling you, we came out, son, we come out, we the first out of Staten Island that's official MCs. Force MCs or Force MDs do not count because Force MDs is a fucking doo-wop group. They have always been. They come from the era of bands. Jesse used to play or sing for Phase 2. My brother used to play in Phase 2. All right? A saxophone. I know I've grown up with these people. Force MCs were calling themselves Force MCs because that's what they was calling themselves to get out there and get these niggas that work. That's what they was doing because they was going and shit like facing off against Cold Crush. So they couldn't be the Force singers. They had to be the Force MCs. But in them days, MCs did more of this. And then Mighty Cool Now.
It was called Routines. They had a routine. They had a routine.
All routine and harmonizing. Yep. So we can't call Force and B the first rappers out of Staten Island because they've never rapped for real. You understand? UMCs is the first group. These motherfuckers in Staten Island try to bounce the foot like we wasn't. You understand? Okay, cool. Mad jealousy because they didn't expect us to come out first. We weren't the ones. Shaquan, Method Man, was supposed to be the first. OG, Capadonna was supposed to be the first. Original God. You understand?
Yep,
original. You know what I mean? So, you understand? So I'm like, and OG was like, he was like slick. He's another one that was like Slick Rick.
No, he was the god of Staten. Listen, the top rapper of Staten Island is Capadonna. That is the upper echelon. Everybody, he was the man. Yes.
He was the one that you wanted to. He was the one.
Super duper fly. Yes. Yep. Super.
And you remember Meth? Every song was the same song. He had my house, my house, my house, my house, and then he had another ditty was called my couch, my couch, my couch, my couch. Yo, and then he had another one that was called Shaquan, 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 Shaquan. Yo, you remember that? You remember when Dusty had the big battle?
No, that's before my time, bro. That's before
you. If you watch the Royalties movie, they show that scene where there's the battle. I was in that battle. Yeah. And I almost got booed off the stage.
Wow.
I was kind of whacked that I wasn't as dope as I am now.
But real hip hop, but real hip hop has know that UMCs was the first rap group coming out of Staten Island.
I mean, Staten Island niggas don't know that show. The other day they had this peace concert, and love is love because some of the people that was involved with my people.
Shout out to K, shout out to Lounge, shout out to Water Team.
Then one of these motherfuckers invited UMCs. Now, mind you, in Staten Island, right, Kool Kim has been responsible for Team Tsunami Track. That is a track team that my wife and I started in Staten Island. We eventually had 40 young people. We were buying sneakers, shirts, shoes, driving them to the thing, everything. Not for nobody's accolades other than because, you know what, that's what needed to be done. Yo, we had Blackbird Fly. Blackbird Fly is a program that we were doing for young ladies ages 10 to 21 built on horizon expansion. The idea of it was a 2-day event. The first day was workshops where we would have people like NASA, the National Aeronautic Space. Yeah, they were coming through. All the different armed forces, landlords, civil court judges, social workers, all these amazing things. And then the second day, it was a gala ball where we had people donating dresses literally from all over the world, raise $6,000 every year so we could put these young ladies in this experience. Sometimes it'll be the first time they ever wore these things. Over 250 young ladies on Staten Island were involved at the height of what we were doing. We had PEMG, Persistent Engagement Make Greatness. From off that, I had Cypher Sessions. These are 2 programs that I was doing. That one had over 11 young people that I was dealing with in high school to teach them hip hop from a fundamental level, not just from the boom bap and lyrical cultural standpoint, but also to put them in positions to get jobs. They had the opportunity to do the last interview with Chris Lighty. In fact, that's how well appointed these young people have become to be in this thing that I was talking about earlier. I also helped Brothers Care Inc. with a variety of things. I help people stay on and work. I got people that wasn't able to graduate. I rallied mass protests. I help people get elected to office. This is the kind of work that I was putting in on Staten Island. Now I know that may sound like I'm bitter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why that would, but it may sound like I'm bitter to somebody that I gave my heart that every year that we would put these events on, my wife and I would be standing in fucking landlord tenant court with our fucking hat in our hand, utterly embarrassed because we had to put it all into that community because none of them motherfuckers would even lift a finger to help us help their children. All right. So it's just a bug out to me that motherfuckers had we talk about Wu-Tang for the babies, but it's like, damn son, all the babies is at my house. You see what I'm saying? Wow. But I'm bitter if I feel some kind of way because you have a peace rally and you got motherfuckers like Ja Rule and Ashanti there, but you don't have somebody that legitimately put the work in on the island. And I've never been rich. We never made a dime off of music. So the things that I did wholly and completely with everything that I had and what I did not have. Not somebody with unlimited resources comparative to me. You understand? We did the best that we could because it needed doing. So now in this now what you'll have is somewhere soon enough someone's gonna point to say something like, well, you shouldn't do things because you want to get any kind of recognition. Go fuck yourself. Again, you know why?
Facts. That's what
Because
you
maybe
do it for.
motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? What maybe then when you go ask old so and so for that loan when you in dire straits, how about that motherfucker charge you interest and see to it that you return that money that you loaned him, that he loaned you, and fuck up your credit when you don't get it back to you? How about when you got to stay at your man's house, sleep on the couch? That nigga got you turn you into a fucking maid, make you wear a fucking tuxedo while you staying in this shit. Clean my shit up, bitch. If you gonna stay here, how about motherfuckers just charge you for all this help that y'all niggas be so joyfully taking for free? And then we don't have to worry about us quote unquote nice guys or good guys whining and complaining like we do when y'all motherfuckers don't even got the sense or goodwill to say thank you. Or to be like, yo, my man, we doing this, come through, holla at me. I'll never forget that time that my son almost got murdered, but you was doing that cipher session shit, and you was able to get on the call with Boombaye and be like, yo, it's me, NY Oil. Yo, Uncle, what's up? What you need?
Mm-hmm.
I need this to stop. Can you make it stop? It's over right now. Thank you. I love y'all. I'll see y'all cipher sessions next week. I'll see you there, Uncle. You somebody like that, you couldn't even, you have no love for, you have nothing for that person. That person should just shut up and be thankful that they can help you.
Well,
wow.
reason why I say this is a bill that I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it here, but I'm going to give a little way I'm going to go with it. Yeah, hip hop is very vampiric.
Yes,
very vampiric, and it's about drinking the blood. And when you do that, you either kill them or you turn them into you.
Turn them into a zombie.
Yeah. So this is what hip hop has been. So now, when you're not the head vampire, because if you notice, a lot of people want to get youth and then they just steal their whole style, but they got to get the youth. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is very vampiric, and it's also deals with a lot of mental molestation. Right? Because you take everything from a person, leave them with nothing, but the minute they open their mouth, they're wrong. So it ain't that. Yeah, exactly. So it's not that Uncle, you're not allowed to say Uncle Tommy was touching me. Uncle Tommy wouldn't do that. So you you are the victim, but now you're the villain because you spoke the truth about what's been happening to you.
You had the nerve to speak out.
Yeah.
And it is your family. I gotta keep in mind, man, that this shit, it sound one way coming out of my mouth because it's me, and I'm just a face on the screen to you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm somebody's father, kid. I'm somebody's husband. I'm somebody's son. You know what I mean? And I worked really hard to do the right thing. Not only to do the right thing, right? But I earned it. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is not like me talking about something that I didn't actually earn. I earned what I supposed to have got. And it was stolen from us. And this is a crime against me. And it is a crime against us as a community. Because now I, who has just told you over 4 things of major significance, that everything I said you can look up and see the magnitude of it for yourself. Not see whether I did it, see the magnitude of what this broke conscious rapper, this bitter motherfucker did. And then imagine what I could have done if they had paid me what I earned. Not what would have been a favorable contract, not what would have been my fantasy.
Just give me mine. Give me mine.
Give me what I earned on this fucked up contract that I'm signed to.
So let me ask you something. You blackball. Who, if you know, why were y'all blackball?
Why were we blackballed? All right, so here's the story of how the UMCs become blackballed in the industry. All right, the happy rap UMCs, in contrast to all the tough guy rappers whom y'all dick rapping. Because see, the UMCs realized that their mechanicals and publishing was being stolen. And the UMCs were being forced to do 5 songs a week while we was literally starving. You know what I mean? The only reason why I was able to maintain is because my baby mother, now wife at the time, had food stamps.
Mm.
So I could go to her house and eat. Okay. Uh, we were driven to a place of savagery.
Mm.
Okay. So we're already on high edge. We're at the studio, and Stufan comes by, and it's Hassan's birthday. Yo, it's almost unbelievable what happens next because he actually came to the studio while we wanted to discuss our mechanicals and our publishing. We were literally begging this man, Stu, please, man. And I think Stu had a kind of took a like to us in the same way that white people like adopting black people and then they like to pat him on the head. He looks like he got a pet monkey, not so
Mm-hmm.
much a baby. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he liked us in that kind of way. So he was kind of seeming like he was maybe gonna bend a little bit, but he said maybe the wrong thing. And at the time, he had a cake. Like this is some Marie Antoinette shit. You know what I'm saying? Like give them cake. You know what I'm saying? So he had the cake. And I don't know. I think it was the cake was set. Boom. Next thing you know, the cake was kicked in the air. I got it. Get the fuck out of here. And of course, my family now, who is hypersensitive to UMCs since we had gotten to an altercation with the hit squad. So now my people's is hypersensitive. And now it's no more. Now y'all niggas is not going outside by yourself. Fuck all that happy go lucky shit. Now we going out for real because we're not letting that shit that happened with the hit squad happen to y'all again. So now there's always a contingent of somebody that's serious in my family there. You see what I'm saying? And they bear witness to what they had just observed, somebody keeping their family from eating.
Mm.
And so he took the elevator on his feet and he departed the elevator in another condition.
Damn.
And that's the story of how Stufan got beat up by the UMC. So now you got Search running around who wasn't even with Rob Pitch. You understand? He tells some weirdo story. Search is an what do you call it? What do you call somebody in
Embellisher.
uh embellisher. Thank you so much. He's an embellisher.
I'm
So he
smart.
does. He
I'm
don't.
smart. I'm a little smart. I'm a little smart.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad
Yeah, yeah.
somebody.
I'm a little smart. Yeah.
One of us is on point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's an embellisher, Paul. So you can't really like them stories he be telling. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about because I never met Serge. I know
Oh,
his girl, but I don't know him. You understand? And that's not to insinuate anything. I should know his girl. You understand? That's not my way. I don't do that kind of shit. But my point is, he complicit in that kind of fuck shit too. But specifically, that's what happened to Stu Fine. So here it is, the sweet, happy-go-lucky UMCs just got finished savaging, the owner of Wild Pitch Records.
Mm-mm-mm.
At the same time, EMI got Arrested Development, and they already squeezed what they wanted out of us for the most part. So it's like, yo, fuck y'all in the horse y'all rode in. You understand? And that was that. And everybody just shut their door to us. What was funny to me is how all these other rappers was like on some like, yo, I was stunned. I thought really honestly, I was like, I had two feelings about what happened. On one hand, a great deal of regret, and I elaborate on that in a second. On another hand, I felt some level of relief because I thought, well, shit, now I didn't even fuck boy up. Niggas is gonna know that UNC's is about this. Like, we not no suckers. We're not gonna let this, put it bluntly, we ain't gonna let this white man be just taking our generational wealth. And this was understood then.
Mm.
You understand? Like, we gonna stand up to master though. Fuck the bullshit. Like, yo, I might not be strong against my own people. I'm generally weak against my own people because they're my own people. I have a compassion for them unless they put me in danger. And I will return to the refrain of, I am a survivor. I will live through this shit. Like, whatever the fuck is happening, Kim is gonna come through it. You bet that. You heard? And not by the skin of my teeth. But I am not a fucking troublemaker. I don't want no trouble. You heard? So anybody out there feel challenged about what I'm saying, don't. Because I don't want no trouble. Unless you want to put on some boxing gloves, we can shake out 3 rounds. I can't give you more than 3. All right? I'm sorry. Oh, that's it. But son, I thought we would be embraced by some of these hardcore motherfuckers. That they would be like, yo, son, I fucks with y'all niggas. Y'all about that shit. Man, them niggas is all them motherfuckers. Motherfuckers had their eyebrows so high up on these, like, you know how a person just like when they know they ain't gonna get into some shit, but they about to be talking some shit like they was gonna get into it at some point, and now it's time when the rubber reached the road, and they standing there like this. They like, nigga,
they
dog,
like,
that's how high
ooh.
y'all.
They was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Oh snap,
Y'all in
y'all
trouble
serious,
now. Yeah,
bro.
y'all in trouble
Yo,
now.
UMC, y'all niggas is wild. Why y'all do that? Why y'all do that? You know how you egg a motherfucker on and beat up somebody that you don't like, and then you smack them in the face, and now you feel kind of guilty, so now you go get the person that smacked him heat. Why you do that, bro? You shouldn't hit him like that. What you talking about, son? You know what I'm saying? This is what it was. This is what was going on. What you mean?
So when
You know what
y'all
I mean? And
beat, so y'all beat him up.
beat him
Well,
up,
he didn't sue y'all.
huh?
He
Nah,
didn't sue. Okay.
you know.
That,
That's why when
I guess that's honorable.
this is why this is why Kool Kim has the masters to the second album, Unleashed.
Mm.
You heard? To this day. To this day. You
Yeah,
know what
to
I'm
this
saying?
day. So y'all, so all right. So look, y'all whip him out, right?
Yes.
Now you're done.
We're done.
In the
We're
industry.
done. We're done. Like we're done. Like you ever see somebody get there, like a chicken get his head chopped off, and it still continues to run because it thinks it's alive or whatever it's thinking. Like it's still. That was us.
Mm.
Like it was like 3 months of us running, thinking that we were still alive, but we was dead as shit.
No
We
shows.
were dead. No shows. No
So
shows.
you're not
I've
getting no
never been.
royalties.
I've been. Royalties.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even know what a royalty check looked like.
You never got a royalty check.
Never. Unless you consider ASCAP, which is not royalties, but if we could consider ASCAP a royalty, then yes, I do get my ASCAP check. But even in that, I get a shit share of it. You understand? That's a whole nother discussion that I'm not sure if I'm ready to have about how fucked up I got done as a UMC. But I'm not even gonna build on that because I don't want to fuck up people's memories of a group that they love. Suffice to say though, now we never got paid for anything. And let me say as well, Baby Grand stole my album, um, Hood Treason, my NYO album. Because they just took it. And I can't do anything about it because I don't have the resources to do anything about it. So think about this. We're talking, when we talk about UMCs, right? It costs us 15,000 to do an album. You heard? 15,000 to do that joint. So if it's 15,000 to do that joint, right? And we had two videos, which were both 30,000 a piece, which ends up being you paying half per video. So that means that we end up paying 15,000 per video, 30,000. So you got 15,000 plus 30,000 is $45,000. Okay, UMCs sold over. We were basically over silver, right under gold. So let's say, for the sake of discussion, 400,000 albums. That is recouping the money.
Facts.
You understand?
Easily.
But you never get paid. And you can't do anything about it. You heard?
Because when you don't have the resources, they don't have to open up the books and always going to tell you how you still owe. They're going to pull out all types of stuff. So what about pub? You didn't have your publishing.
No, we didn't. I don't even know anything about that.
What happened to your publishing?
But what happened? I have no idea. I don't know. I can't really give you I can't give you an educated answer. Like I can't say what happened to my publishing is there was a situation where what happened to my publishing is I have a publishing I have on my songs that I have as a writer, as it's one half of the duo. That's what I get, that publishing.
So let me ask you a serious question. Serious.
Yes.
Because I have to. Please. How much responsibility do you take for you getting fucked up?
Two things. Two very important things. And so the Stu Fine getting beat up. I don't regret him getting beat up. If Stu Fine should get it, you deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could find where your children are, I would have my children come and fuck them up.
Damn.
Because
holy
you stole.
Holy shit.
Listen to me.
Go ahead.
My kids deserve a decent education that I had a difficult time providing for them. There's been times in my life where I've spent months without electricity, and my kids had to endure. You know, being a conscious artist or being a positive artist, man, you know, y'all don't realize that your kids go to school, and if your dad's a has-been, they gotta eat that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like there's a whole experience that my kids are having. That his fucking kids didn't have because they had everything that was mine and everything that was Lord Finesse's and main source and everybody else that was on that shithole of a Chill Rob G, everybody else that was on that fuckhole, the Kool, Entice, you understand? The Deadly Venom, fucked everybody over. You heard? We struggled in ways. There was a point in my life that I had a house that I had to go. I became a data center technician. I had to go get an honest job, and then their fucking MCI they stole everything from. I don't know if you remember. There was this big scandal at MCI back in the day, and 4,000 people got fired. I was number 4,000. You heard? I had to stand in front of the judge, the bankruptcy court judge, again with my hat in my hand, to try to save my house so we could sell it fast enough so that I wouldn't lose my home. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to have that experience if I'd have had what was mine. So what he did is deserving of death without question because he killed so much of my children's life and future that is fucking unforgivable. And if there's any man on that chat that feels that's bitter or some off the wall shit, you're not a man to me. There's no man that can know that their children can't have what their father earned, or somebody else's kids get to go to private school and live in whatever luxury that they could be afforded to them from your work. Fuck that. So I don't give a fuck that he got beat up. What I own is that it was tactically and strategically stupid. This was not a space and place for an emotional response to an intellectual problem. See, tact and
yeah, but you didn't know that then. You didn't know that then, no.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm very smart, and I've always been very smart. I've always been an A-class student. I've always been common sense.
Yeah, but you could look. But let me say something.
And I gotta own
so
it
was I.
Because you asked me, and I gotta own it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was all of that too, bro. But
right, but still
triggered and being robbed. Listen, I said this before. I never got robbed in the street. How could I get robbed on the internet?
Right.
So when you see the culprit of the person, you don't sit there and say, you don't think about calculus, you think about kicking ass. So you can be book smart, you can have intelligence. Hindsight is 2020. Hindsight is 2020.
You're right. That's exactly right. I live and love by. I love and live that statement. But what I'm describing is a war level issue. Right? And so that means we're at the life and death space of things. That's like if we're at war and I tell you to duck, you don't ask what, when, why. There's no vibes on that. You gotta do. You have to execute now because anything you do wrong, you're dead, man. Or somebody next to you is dead. Your prospects are dead if you make those mistakes. We made those mistakes. We made that mistake. We should not have done that because it was not the smart move to do. In retrospect, I would not have done it, not because he didn't deserve it. You understand? But because if I had been tactical, had been patient, you understand? If I hadn't been emotional, you understand? Then things could have been different. One other thing that I always that resonates with me, and hopefully saying it, I could get it out of my spirit. One day we went to a marketing meeting, y'all, and they were talking to us about the UMC's progress. Now I knew that at this point, Wild Pitch had been absorbed by EMI, so they were a label under EMI. EMI was trying to establish itself as a hip hop label, or at least get that hip hop money. And they had a couple of acts that they was promoting, specifically Arrested Development. You see what I'm saying? So they did the slick dick shit that corporations do, which should kind of have the one group shadow the other, so that you prepping them to basically take your job. That's Arrested Development's job was to basically, replace the UMCs for EMI's roster. We knew it was coming, And so instead of, again, I had an emotional response to an intellectual problem. So we were at a marketing meeting, and one of the marketing dudes is like, "Yeah, well, we're doing good in this place, and we're doing good in that place, and we're doing good in another place. So we're gonna put some more efforts into that." And I was like, "Yo, that's stupid." Like I had a tantrum. Like that's stupid. You gonna put it over there, and I'm over there for your dad. I flipped because I'm looking at my career about to end. I was in a panic. Bam, 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 bam. Yo, son, let me tell you something, my dude. Real tough. As I am now 50 years old and much more mature, not a day goes by, it feels like that I don't think about this. And I imagine me being able to say the following to them. Gentlemen, I understand that this is business. I don't understand marketing as well as I'd like to. But what I do understand is this. This is my opportunity. And I want this so much. And I'm willing to work as hard as I have to get there. Let me help you. Do you need me to do drops? You need me to do mailings? What do you need me to do? Where do you need me to go? I really want this. Can I be on your team and save my career?
Mm.
That's what I would say. And I didn't say that. And it resonates with me ever since. So I'm very metered now as I'm older about the things I say or feel because I don't want to ever make that mistake again in my life. I never want to fuck it up so bad for myself.
Could I ask
Or
you
somebody.
something? Could I ask you something?
Sure, bro.
Were you ever taught to be like that when you feel wronged?
The simple answer would be no, but the complex answer would be yeah, I was taught. Like me, Kim Sharpton. Now, this is why I advocate for artists in general because what you're saying for artists in general as facts, my dude. Like we're not taught for this. You're not taught to be able to process this very real emotional trauma into a business decision. This is fact. So I'm just so we're clear on that on the bill that you're implying. That's actual fact, my dude. I'm with you. But Kim Sharpton, um, I think I might have been smarter than that.
How many Kim Sharpton, how many record deals did he have?
Yeah, one. At that point, that was the only one he had.
Okay, at that point, you had one record deal, right? How many mistakes did he know he was gonna make? Cause how old are you?
19, 20.
You're a kid.
Yeah.
You're a baby. So again, 19, 20, dead ass broke, rapping for food, literally. And you're being starved. When do the lions kill?
Right.
Until they get hungry, do they not sit there with the elk? They drink off the sit.
They'll give them a lick and everything is good. But once it's time to eat, or you're starved it enough, there's no refuge from this thing.
So I understand that you want to kick yourself in the ass. Hindsight is 20. Sometimes I kick myself in the ass. Like,
but you know what it is? Well, let me say this, Dougie. You know what it is? It's not so much that I want to kick myself in the ass. What I want to do is try to be as honest and forthcoming, especially in this interview, because I know the reach of your interview. That's why I've been waiting so long to chop it up with you. Because I honestly feel that a lot of people come on this platform with you and be bullshitting about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they say shit because they think that's the shit to say because motherfuckers is gonna rock to it because that seems like it's the wave. But there's valuable information that gets missed, bro. And we got and if I can tell you that I failed here and I'm ashamed of that because I lost it all, son.
That's why you didn't fail. Let me tell you why you didn't fail. Let me tell you why you didn't fail. Because we're projected playbacks right now, views at 6,100. So we know for a fact this interview is doing 6,100 views off the muscle. Out of that 6,100, you might reach 10%, which is 610, right?
Yes.
You might have just taught 610 artists do not go in your record label fucking people up and being emotional.
That's my point.
So you won. So you won. You did not lose.
Well, I'm gonna tell you where I thought I was gonna win. I'm gonna tell you where I'm gonna win at. I thought I was gonna win with PEMG. I thought if I could teach these kids what I know and what I don't know. I mean, like what I didn't know and why I failed. You know, my family. If I can teach these kids these things and keep them from having to suffer what I suffered, and I beat the system. You understand? But it didn't work out that way, like I explained. And uh, now with Collab Lab, I'm in a position to do the same thing though.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a lot more leverage and control. I'm approaching it from the perspective and the position now, more of an executive with some level of power and influence. And so now I'm able to do for my fans, which I don't call fans, but I only say it because people wouldn't know what I meant. If I said fam outright, you would think I was talking about my actual family. But I'm saying my fam or my fans who I ain't gonna be the nigga to cry on Doggie Diamonds, but what I will say is this: I fucking love my fans. I owe them everything. Fuck that. Aside from my wife and my kids and my mother and shit, my brother. Like on the outside of this world, I love y'all so much. Son, when I was doing Blackbird Fly, I couldn't get the money in. You know what I'm saying? For these kids, man. She got points. I'm like, I gotta do this shit, man. Cause little girl came to my house and she cried because, you know, cause motherfuckers think cause she pretty that her life isn't hard, but she was homeless.
Mm.
And I gotta do something about this. So I'm doing the Blackbird Fly shit, right? Now I'm NYO and I'm talking all this fly, y'all should all get lit shit. But I'm going places and I'm seeing people suffer, bro. Like they need real fucking answers. They don't need a bunch of platitudes and slick talk. They need real fucking answers, right? So I'm doing Blackbird Fly trying to provide a real answer for my sisters, my young women. Son, I ain't got it.
Mm.
I ain't got it. I go on Facebook to my fan base, my fans. This is what I'm doing, y'all. In less than a week, they raised $6,000. I get boxes and boxes of dresses from them.
Mm.
So one time, I own a bar here in Augusta, Georgia. I closed it because I didn't come to just Augusta, Georgia to buy a job. Because owning a bar is not being a business owner. It's owning a job. That shit is a fucking nonstop job, right? But I loved it. But the first year, I didn't really understand the business. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't handle my books right, and I was short to get my renew my liquor license.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking feds came on Tuesday. I had the money on Thursday. I fucked up the entire Augusta because it's such a small place. The entire Augusta, Georgia was fucked up at how powerful my influence was through my fam. Months after I was in Atlanta doing Black August. My car broke down on Plantation Road in Georgia, somewhere on Route 20. Never even been there before. 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday, 7 years ago, before motherfuckers was on this shit 24/7. Car broke down and I had no bread, but I had went out there to do this shit for free on some NY oil shit. I posted up on the page. Yo, oh man, I'm out here stuck. Boom, boom, boom. It was 10 o'clock at night. By 11 o'clock at night, there was $600 in my account. My car was towed home. You understand? I didn't know how that motherfucker seen that shit. Never would have made it. I never would have made it without y'all.
So, but let me give you something though. You have been, but look, bro, but listen though. You vindicated. You vindicated. Everything. Listen, you vindicated all the tribes. Listen to me, bro. All the trials, all the tribulations, all the mistakes. Those good things don't happen by accident. That's from somewhere that we can't control. That's beyond our realm. That's beyond our reality. That's beyond our thinking. But the universe ain't gonna take care of you if you a piece of shit.
You know. Let me tell you, brother. This brother, Philip A. Muhammad.
That's my dude from LA.
Yeah.
Light skin Philip. I'm about to show you his Facebook. Yeah, Philip Muhammad. Lions out the cage. Lions out the cage.
Let's watch this. So the brother took a liking to me because of y'all shit all getting lynched. We got close. You know? One day we were organizing hip hop for Haiti. You understand? And there was some difficulties. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I know. So I'm going through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in Islam it says that Allah will not give you more than you could bear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to this shit. Allah will not give you more than you can bear. Now I'm going through it, and Brother Philip A. Muhammad says to me, "Don't despair. Why do you think he made you short with wide shoulders? Like, nigga, you gotta take that burden, nigga. Like that, you gotta eat this shit, cause you the person that gotta do it, son.
Yeah, you was elected.
Like
this your job.
Like, yeah, when you get selected, go do it now. You just gotta do it, son. Like, there's no nothing. Like, there's not even like, there's nothing. There's nothing out. Like, there's nothing in it. Like, fuck it, son. You just gotta do the work, son. There's gonna be no love. There's gonna be no nothing. You just have to do this work because you're not even gonna be a fucking human being in your own eyes if you don't. That's my dude.
That's the homie right there. Yep.
My dude. You know what I'm saying? That's my man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you gotta understand, like, yo, fam, like, you know, again, like, I hate because people mind so weak, they think a motherfucker tear, you know, that it's weakness, but it's like, son.
Nah, you gotta. It's a cleansing, bro. It's like you. Nah, listen. Let me tell you something, man. As black men, right? I said this on my show yesterday. Some days I just feel like I'm at war with everybody.
Everybody.
You know, and people confuse my passion with anger. I really love hip hop culture. I've said on my platform plenty of times, yo, if you made one record I like, I'm interviewing you. If I could say, yo, I remember what grade I was in. I remember what sneakers. Yo, you deserve because you are a part of my life. Whether you see, this is what hip hop used to be. It used to be a part of my life. Like, I remember when this song came out. I remember what I was eating. I remember where I lived. I remember I got a beating because Slick Rick, a witch a wrinkle, I can't be yellow. I remember that. So what happens is when I see something that I love that changed my life, that did so much for me, being abused, I speak out. And then people say, oh, you're angry and you're bitter. No, look how this thing that I love, listen, literally saved my life. Because when my two best friends got killed, you know what I was doing? In the house making beats. But I normally would be right there with them. So you can't tell me that I shouldn't be passionate about it, because I never said, listen, one thing I never said I was broke. I never said I needed anything. I just said I don't like the way it's happening, because a lot of times, if you don't help me, I can't help you, and I want to help you, and I'm helping you with limited resources. Imagine if I get the resources, what I can do.
Imagine if I got the resources. Listen, fans, listen to go write a list of your top 5. All of y'all watching, dig? Then go to their Instagram pages and their Facebook pages, right? And see what sort of hip hop they do. All right. Then I would beg upon you to go visit my page, Kool_Kim_NY Oil.
That joint you got out now with the Into the Dragon sample is fire, but we could go.
Thank you, sir. And these things, I've been doing these like almost every day. Just don't talk. And the reason I'm doing it is because I love hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I love to rhyme. I love the fellowship of this music. Like, son, I just did the knowledge that you just was trying to do some work on a machine. So before we even take this any further, I'm gonna be leaving my email because I'm expecting at least a 3-pack beat pack from you.
Oh, that's easy.
So that when I got Lords of Underground and one of them on there, I could be like, yo, this track by Doggie Diamonds.
But do you know that I know Do It All? Do It All used to come. He used to call my crib. This is what I'm saying. I've been in hip hop so long. There was no cell phones. There was no beepers. I was too young. Dudes used to call the crib and be like, "It's Do It All. Yo, I'm in Club 2000. Come up. I'm taking the A train all the way to the X for Dolo. I'm 15. I wasn't even supposed to be in these clubs."
That's that real hip hop shit.
So people don't understand. So when I get in there, when I get in there,
they don't understand.
Listen, when I get in there and home base, I'm in home base, I'm in the Muse. So when people say, yo, listen, I was out as a kid, I wasn't supposed to be there. So when I see the culture, and I see, it's almost, listen, this is what I don't like about hip hop, and I'm gonna keep it tall with you. What I don't like about hip hop is you'll never see a baseball player say fuck Babe Ruth. You'll never see them say fuck Reggie Jackson. We are the only people in a culture that once you get a certain age, you become irrelevant. Why? Because the corporations who push this and make this age us out, right? If you could still rap. You understand what I'm saying? If you could still rap. Now it is some rappers who are a little older that probably need to chill because they're not really that good. But if you could still rap. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like saying, yo, fuck Bill Russell. You understand what I'm saying? Bill Russell was whack. We the only people that do that to one another. And again, I don't feel like you. Go ahead.
Hold on a second. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
You can hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, well, I can barely hear you. Hold on a second.
Okay.
These stupid earbuds, man. I went and got these damn earbuds so I was going to be slick. You know what I'm saying? And start, like, I thought I was going to be slick. Give me some earbuds. I was going to be able to do it all smooth. As soon as I went and touched my ears, now that shit just shut off.
Cut them off. Cut them off.
I'm trying to figure out how to make this thing. Hold on a second. I'm just trying to make this thing. Now this is where I get 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? This that shit, right? All right, so
yeah.
Right now, with old man status, because I'm over here like, yo, I'm squinting in the whole shit now, like, wait a minute. All right, let me just try to fix the sound, bro. Get this shit to work right. Oh, give me one second. You know what I'm gonna do?
Leave and come. But yo, listen. No, this is what we do. Let's do a part 2. Let's do a part 2. Let's do a part 2. Let me bring you back. You know what I'm saying? Because we can end on this note. We at the 2-hour mark. We don't want to go crazy. We at the 2-hour mark. I'll bring you back. I'll call you.
Copy
you later.
That. Copy that.
Yep.
I heard the gist of it. You heard? And I'm going to jump off because it looked like everything is going wrong right now. You heard? Mm-hmm. But love is love. I'm going to definitely get at you. I just want to say once again, yo, Doggie Diamonds, thank you for having me on, Paul, and giving me the opportunity to share some of myself with people so they can know my truth and my sincerity and love for this culture. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the work that you're doing, my dude, trying to expose the aspects of this industry that the fans need to know. Because even though I'm barking and hooting and hollering at y'all, I really am just doing it because I want y'all to realize that we need y'all, man. Y'all got to wake up, man. This shit is not going. Y'all are the only thing that can save us, son. Like, you're all we got, son. You're all I got. Yo, son, I can't beat the algorithm. Yo, they got me fucking shadow banned. I done been blackballed and still I rise, son. But I cannot do this shit without y'all, man. None of us can, son. So I want y'all to take ownership for your fucking power, man. Fucking save this culture. Save hip-hop, son. And I'm not asking you to save me on some, yo, because I'm saying, yo, come check me out. If I'm worthy, fuck with me. If I'm not, then let me fall to the wayside. But goddamn, there's a lot of us that deserve y'all help, man. Help us save this fucking culture. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kool Kim. I am also known as NY Oil. And I approve this message. Thanks for having me, bro.
Yep.
See you soon.
Yep. All right. So yeah, that was Kool Kim, aka NY Oil from the UMCs, which was this interview to me was very, very important because for one, I like his perspective, period. But certain things resonate with me, right? Because we live in We live in a narrative age. We live in where people could look at you, see all of you done. People will reward you and say you got integrity. Then one person say, oh, he don't got no integrity. He's an F-boy. He did this and do that. And then people will just believe it. But look at the work. The work speaks for itself. So that's why I don't respond to certain things. I don't feel like I have to get into sparring matches and fight people. Look at the work. I put in the work. And nobody can say I didn't help nobody. Because you see me interview Brother Marquise and tell him, yo, we love you, we great, we happy. Don't let people spin shit. Because that's what they do. They want it to fit them. But it's always a hidden agenda of why they're doing that. It's not for me to, I don't have time to do all that shit. I don't have time to argue with nobody. I don't have time to fight with nobody. I don't have time to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I've brought you people in hip hop culture that deserve love that nobody cares about. But yes, y'all do. But you've been taught that you shouldn't care about them. But if they shit come on the radio, you're going to dance to it. So why wouldn't you fuck with the person who made the music? Why can't they come before you and say this, that, and the third? And there's many people with YouTube channels that I help, many people who do podcasts, many people I've always helped people. I can show you my DMs. So again, narratives are going to be spread. Again, with the bitter, angry thing, they say that because they confuse your passion with you being bitter, angry. But if you watch me and I'm on live and I'm on IG, you see me on there laughing, joking, and smiling. You understand what I'm saying? So again, the truth don't need validation. The truth is the truth. And I'm not getting caught up in a bunch of shit that I don't have time for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have the time. I think a lot of shit is corny, but this is what people do. Sometimes it's my time to be caught in the crosshairs. It is what it is. The shit don't bother me. A lot of shit don't bother me. It really don't. I'm not going to lose any sleep. I'm going to be here chilling. I do want to say to my audience, I did something special for y'all too. So allow me really quick. Maybe I could just give you a screenshot. So I be working. You understand what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times I don't be paying attention to a lot of stuff. I be working, but let me give you something really quick to anticipate that's coming tomorrow. So what I'm gonna do, let me go to the still shot really quick, and I'm gonna show you what's dropping tomorrow. So as you know, let me see if I can get to this really quick. Hold on. I get people who don't do interviews, who haven't done interviews in a while. So let me see if this is it. Let me see. I'll tell you right now. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. That's coming tomorrow. Done. Done deal. So if you could see that, this is about an hour, 2 hour long interview. Yeah, that just happened. That's what I did today. So I did 2 interviews today. So that's dropping tomorrow. So again, my job is to interview people. I'm not a mouth monitor. People say what they want on my platform, and I give people a platform to express themselves. It's not, I'm not a mouth monitor. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, this is done. And this man hasn't spoken out and said anything in a while, but he chose me to come on my platform and speak. So it's on. You know what I'm saying? Again, all I could do is just get back to the work and do the work. You know what I'm saying? Do the work. That's dropping tomorrow. Oh, let me get back on the screen. That's dropping tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? So again, at the end of it all, the work. I am a content creator. I interview people for a living. That's what I do. With that, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Shout out to Hell Rel too. I did 2 interviews today. I did 2 interviews today. 2 interviews today. Worked out. So this is what I'm saying. I work. Listen. Y'all know what it is, and that's why I fuck with y'all the way I do. With that, I'm Doggie Diamonds. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Make sure you click subscribe, youtube.com/Doggie Diamonds TV. Until next time, peace.